opening or summary the previous speaker, argument and short review your upcoming speech. Essentially, the government in the status quo has done a job got to gradually and naturally reduce the number of smokers by giving education to establish self-awareness and at the same time providing personal choice. So basically, there's no problem in the status quo has that make it so urgent to ban smoking because the mechanism in the status quo has been proven effective enough to gradually reduce the number of smokers and banning it, while only going to disrespect, undermine, and violate the right of these individuals to believe in their personal value of self-determination, priority, and body autonomy right. That is why we should not ban smoking. B. Team split. As the leader of the opposition side of House, I have two points of contention that I'm going to analyze. First point, why it is not justifiable to ban smoking. And second point, why to not ban smoking is more effective. C. Rebuttal. But before I move on to my first point of contention, let's see first the argument that has been delivered by the Prime Minister of the affirmative of side of the House. I have two major of point of rebuttal. First, criminal injustice system approach will only violate the backstep the main principle of a democratic country. We strongly believe that the justification of the affirmative team proposal is not legitimate at all because under their model of proposal, the authority we will use the mandate from the society of criminalize any society who committed a smoking activity under the name of giving the society a more important basic right of health. This is wrong on many levels because under the principle of criminal and justice system, the only the only moment where the government as the authorities should criminalize someone by taking away their freedom of movement in the jail of is only when their person violate in basic right or other people, in which we believe that under the system of the status quo mechanism in the implementation of smoking room in all of public place and even a penalty in the form of extremely big amount of money for the offender are more than enough. The answer that is activity of smoking will not going to violate the right of other non-smoker people. And secondly, if the reason or criminalize this person is to send a very strong message to the society that smoking is wrong and not good for your heart, and that your heart is a more important basic right that should be more prioritized than your personal choice right to the smoking activity, then we believe this perspective is extremely wrong, and it is similarly wrong either when it were to be integrated with restorative of rehabilitation mechanisms in the jail. Even at the point of restorative or rehabilitation approach, we also believe that is wrong to treat the value of the smoker individual as a wrong value that needs to be transformed under the consideration that is value of smoking brings more harm than good the smoker. We need emphasize that there is nothing wrong with the value of the smoker. Every individual has different perspective, and that is what makes a country to be a democratic country because this country is stabilized on so many levels. of people with different values. But this different and the value never become an acceptable obstacle for the establishment of a democratic country, because under the primary principle of a democratic country, difference are the most important ingredient that can make a country is legitimate to be considered as a democratic country. Thus, when a country does not want to accept the different value that is believed by the smoker, then the legitimacy of this country to be able and be considered as a democratic country needs to be questioned. Because once the combination of retributive approach and the restorative approach is being instituted, then it will be just the same as the government that is supposed to act as democratic government that should respect all of the difference of value among the society is actually backstabbing the main principle of democracy and respect the difference of value by ignoring. Because once of the combination of retributive approach, the restorative approach is being instituted, then it will be just the same as a government that is supposed to act as democratic government that showed democracy that respect the difference of value in ignoring, disrespecting this difference of value and even forcing the generalization of value to be